Nobody wants you there. My parents said nobody wants you there, on my birthday. The sentence hit me before the door even closed. Stay home. Nobody wants you there. That's what my parents said, on my birthday. My name is Lila. I was turning 24 that week. So was my twin sister, Marin. Growing up as twins meant being compared every day. But this time, there was no comparison at all. There was a celebration, and there was me. The house was buzzing. Guest lists. Decorations. Music playlists. Catering menus. All for Marin. I stood in the hallway, listening to them argue about flowers and lighting, realizing my name never came up. When I finally asked, quietly, almost embarrassed, what time I should get ready, my mother didn't even look at me. She said the party was for my sister. That it would be better if I stayed home. And then she added it, casually. Carelessly. Nobody wants you there. I nodded. I smiled. I went back to my room before they could see my face break. That night, I stared at the ceiling, thinking how strange it was that two people could be born on the same day, raised in the same house, and still belong to completely different worlds. Marin was loud, magnetic, adored. I was the quiet one. The background. The one people forgot. On the day of the party, the house became unrecognizable. Balloons filled the living room. Music shook the walls. The smell of expensive food followed me down the hallway. I stayed in my room. Door locked, scrolling through social media as photos appeared in real time, Marin laughing, hugging friends, posing with our parents under a banner with her name on it. No mention of me. No happy birthday for both of us. Just her. I told myself it was only a few hours. I told myself I could handle being invisible. But loneliness gets louder when you pretend it isn't there. By evening, my chest felt tight. My throat started itching. My skin burned. Breathing became work. I realized I was having an allergic reaction. I rushed to the kitchen for my medication. It wasn't there. My hands shook. My vision blurred. The music from the party sounded distant, unreal. That's when the thought hit me, cold and sharp. I was alone. My parents were celebrating my sister. My sister was surrounded by friends. And I was struggling to breathe in the same house, completely unseen. I grabbed my phone and called emergency services. When help arrived, I felt relief and shame. This wasn't how I imagined my birthday. Alone. Terrified. While laughter echoed through the walls. One of the paramedics asked for my emergency contact. I laughed. Bitterly. I don't have one. The words sounded worse out loud. But they were true. As they wheeled me out, I could still hear the party, my parents' voices, my sister's laughter, all continuing as if I didn't exist. And lying there, barely breathing, I realized this wasn't about one party. It was about years of being pushed aside and told, directly or not, that I didn't matter. Then the ambulance doors closed. Silence. As we pulled away, one paramedic checked his screen and frowned. He looked at me carefully and said, "Ma'am, your sister is the one who called this in." I froze. That wasn't possible. I was the one who called. I told him that. He hesitated. She told us you were sick. Alone. That your parents wouldn't listen. She said if she didn't call, no one would. My chest tightened, not from the allergy this time. At the hospital, the truth unraveled quickly. My parents arrived hours later, annoyed, asking why the party was interrupted. Then Marin walked in. Her eyes were red. Her face pale. She broke down the moment she saw me. She said she'd begged our parents to let me come. That she hated how they treated me. That when they told me to stay home, when they said nobody wanted me there, something inside her snapped. She noticed I wasn't answering her messages. She heard the music outside my door. She knew something was wrong. So she called. Our parents were furious, not ashamed. Angry that she embarrassed them. That she ruined her own birthday. That's when I finally spoke. I repeated their words back to them. Slowly. Clearly. Stay home. Nobody wants you there. The hallway went silent. That night didn't change my parents. But it changed me. I finally understood the truth. I wasn't unwanted by everyone. I was unwanted by people who failed to protect me. And that difference changed everything. Marin and I grew closer after that. We set boundaries. We chose each other. The photos from that party still exist online, frozen smiles, decorations, perfection. But for me, that night will always mean something else. It was the night I almost lost my life. And the night I learned where real love actually lives. If you've ever been made to feel invisible by the people who should love you most, hear this: their failure is not your worth. Sometimes the truth arrives on the worst night of your life. And sometimes, it sets you free.